This is Strictly Business, presented by the Greater Bakersfield Chamber of Commerce. Sponsored in part by the law offices of Young Wooldridge, San Joaquin Community Hospital.
And welcome back to Strictly Business. I'm Nathan Ollie, Manager of Government Affairs at the Greater Bakersfield Chamber of Commerce, and it's time for the closing bell. The Solarize Kern County program has been extended through June the 30th. This is a program which is a partnership between the Kern Economic Development Corporation and the Community Environmental Council, and it allows homeowners and businesses to purchase solar panels at a discounted rate. And for more information on Solarize Kern County, you can give them a call at 661-636-6036, extension 105. The Greater Bakersfield Chamber of Commerce has a couple of upcoming events, and for more on those, here's Melissa Rossiter, our Manager of Marketing and Communications at the Chamber News Desk. Good morning, Melissa.
Morning, Nathan. Got a couple of events coming up to tell you about. The Chamber is ramping up for its largest networking event of the year. The 2015 Chamber Social will be held Friday, June 26th from 6 to 10 p.m. at the Kern County Museum, located at 3801 Chester Avenue. This year, we're going back to the 70s to Peace, Love, and Party. So grab your favorite tie-dye t-shirt and bell-bottoms and come and socialize and network at the grooviest party of the year. Chamber Social is also the Chamber's only fundraiser of the year, and all proceeds will help provide programs, services, and events that help promote a healthy business community right here in Bakersfield. For more information, you can contact Hillary Haynes at 661-327-4421, or you can email Hillary at haynes@bakersfieldchamber.org. And it's still not too late to get involved with one of the most influential programs in Bakersfield. The Chamber is accepting applications for its Leadership Bakersfield program through June 24th. The program introduces existing and emerging leaders to key business, government, and community issues. Applications can be downloaded at the Chamber's website, bakersfieldchamber.org. For more information on the program, you can contact Jean Scheiber at 661-327-4421, or you can email Jean at jscheiber@bakersfieldchamber.org. And make sure to save the date for the Chamber's annual State of the City Luncheon Forum. This event allows Mayor Harvey L. Hall and other key city leaders to give insight on top issues facing Bakersfield, the progress that has been made over the past year, and where the city is going in the future. This year's event will take place on Tuesday, July 14th at the Bakersfield Marriott at the Convention Center, located at 801 Truxton Avenue. Cost is $45 for members and $60 for non-members. Lunch is included. Seating is limited and event registration is required. And you can register by calling the Chamber office at 661-327-4421 or online at bakersfieldchamber.org. Nathan, that's all I have. I'll toss it back your way.
All right, Melissa, thanks very much. A lot of great stuff coming up there. Another one of our many events coming up is social media therapy, and knowing what social media platforms would be the best fit for your business and how to manage those platforms can be daunting. The Chamber will explore these topics and more at the upcoming social media therapy on Wednesday, May 27th. We have Amber Chiang, the Director of Marketing and Public Relations for Bakersfield College, as the speaker that day, and she's here now to explain what we're going to see at the session. Good morning, Amber.
Good morning. Get
a little bit of a break after a very successful commencement, and we appreciate you taking the time to help us with this session. So,
sure. No, it's my pleasure.
You've helped create BC's social media presence, which is very, very active. So what kind of effort goes into creating such a presence for an organization as large as the college?
Well, and with an organization like the college, you have audiences that are going to be on different platforms. So the key thing for people to realize is, where is your audience and what social media do you need to focus on? There's simply way too much out there to try to get involved in every single social media platform. You spread yourself thin and then you lose that engagement, that conversation that you really want to have. So it's important to find those ones where your audience is.
Well, and that's right. I mean, every week we hear about another new outlet. I think the big one is Periscope.
Periscope is huge, and I'm dabbling, but it's weird. I mean, it's kind of this live video thing for an event. Yeah, bizarre.
So why is it important for any business, regardless of size, to not, you can't just turn a blind eye to social media? What's the number one important point to look at when considering a social media presence?
Is really looking to see where is your audience, and that's the place you want to start. And depending what kind of business you are, that's also going to dictate the social media. Obviously, if you're in a service business or in like as a restaurant, you're going to want to watch Yelp. It's not one that you're going to have to be completely active and driving the conversation, but you need to know what people are saying about you. And then there's always Facebook, and it's a great option to catch, probably the 24s to whomever, even my grandfather's on Facebook. So it's a good way to catch a varied audience and really get information about your business across.
So we don't want to give it all away, but what are some of the things that we'll be talking about at the seminar?
Well, a couple of the key things really are how to pick that one social media and how to find your voice. Over the last 9 years that I've been managing Bakersfield College's social media, I've changed our voice. It started out kind of this institutional, really formal voice that didn't have a conversation to it. And now I'm having some fun. I get a little snarky every now and then. I kind of fight back with some people every now and then, or even just post some things that are random. Like I posted one the other day about what gets Californians happy. It's rain, avocados being on sale, and rain. It's having those
You forgot rain.
And I forgot rain.
Yeah,
I think actually number 5 was also rain.
I think it was too.
But it's one of those things. It's how do you find your conversation? And with the folks who are following Bakersfield College's social media, I'm learning to find a balance between those sort of institutional, formal, messages that really don't get much engagement and injecting things that are really driving engagement and conversation.
Right, because I'm sure it's not just college students that are, business community. I follow Dr. Christian herself has a very interesting Twitter feed that she keeps up personally, which is
yes, she does.
Is interesting. So, it's a variety of channels, and that's kind of what we're going to go through, because you can't just say I'm going to do a Facebook page and post news releases up there.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. So how do you go about finding that voice?
Yeah, finding the voice is a process, and it's been a process for me over the 9 years that I've been doing it for Bakersfield College, and it's really kind of, in my mind right now, it's about pushing that as far as I can push it, and then just not going over the edge too much, too often. Every now and then, I go over the edge, and I got to come back a little. But it's an important way to figure out what your audience is going to respond to. I mean, I was thinking about it this morning. I'm sitting over there waiting. It's like we have Vine, Periscope, Tumblr, Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Yik Yaks, SlideShare, TweetDeck, all of this stuff. Where do you go?
Okay, there's like 4 that I've never even heard of.
Yeah.
I'm usually pretty up on it.
But, but see, you can't do them all.
Right.
You can't do them all. So I've got BC pretty much ingrained in, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Kind of starting to get in there just a little bit with the Vine and the Periscope, trying to find the way. But you kind of dip your toes in and you pull back, and you dip your toes in and you pull back, and you can find your voice and find where you need to be and where you're getting the engagement you want, because that's ultimately what it is. Social media is about being social. So you need to go where people are interested in having a conversation with you.
Well, and are you finding that sort of changing that tone to a little bit more of a lighthearted, you're getting more engagement, more of a conversation that way?
No, and it's a really good thing. And sometimes it's hard for some people because, we're Bakersfield College and we need to be prim and proper and formal and have our suits on and everything. But that doesn't drive conversation. Right. No one wants to talk to someone who's stuffy. So there's some social media channels out there that I try to watch and emulate. One of the best ones is Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. They are fabulous. Well, you wouldn't think, but they have got an amazing attitude on social media. And it's a great one to drive that conversation, and that's what it's about.
Well, when you're Cal Poly,
you can have a little bit of fun.
Such famous alumni as John Madden and Weird Al Yankovic and Nathan Ollie. I mean, you're going to have
okay, so I did not know that.
Presence.
Okay, I didn't know Nathan was an alum. But they're actually one of those ones, and that's what you can also do is, and we'll talk about a little bit, in your business area, find someone that you like watching on social media. Find someone that you think, hey, they do something that's kind of cool. And develop your own voice based on that. Try to emulate it ever so slightly, but get your own persona.
Right. So who would you recommend attends the seminar?
I think it's a really good one for anyone who's just brand new to social media on behalf of their business, or who really thinks, my voice may be a little stale. My voice may not be driving that engagement that I want to drive. So we can talk a little bit about how to change your voice and how to make your voice interesting and relevant and something that wants to spark some conversation.
And what I think is interesting is the whole time we've talked about this, we haven't once said, here's how you monetize it. Now, it's almost a way to look at social media is one of those things where you can look at it as almost an indirect benefit.
Right.
Your monetization is almost a byproduct of your engagement. Is that what
Right.
you're finding?
It is a byproduct, and a lot of times I will get things onto social media that are problems taking place on campus.
Okay.
You know, a student's having an issue, not being able to resolve some problem. They'll come to social media for the answer, and that's actually one of the pitfalls of social media is whoever is responsible for it must have a massive understanding of your organization. Massive. Because the questions run the gamut. Today, I received a question, well, when are grades going to be posted?
I don't know.
I happen to know.
Oh, okay.
I happen to know because I watch these things.
Right.
That's what's important. So you have to have someone who can manage the voice and then manage all of those questions that come in. I mean, you think about it, the social media person is, for lack of a better word, the receptionist to the world, because they're all coming there with their questions, their concerns, and you need to be able to answer them
And
all.
from a small business perspective, that's probably easy if you're the owner or the
Right.
manager, but you've got to know everything from when are grades posted to when does the tennis team play to
Yes.
when is the next band concert. I mean, it's important to run the gamut on things like that.
Yes,
So,
it is.
Anyway, thank you very much, Amber, for joining
Absolutely.
us. We're glad to have you. Once again, the Chamber's next social media therapy session, that's creating social media that builds your business. It's Wednesday, May the 27th. Check-in and networking at 11:30 a.m. and the seminar noon to 1. That's at the Chamber office, 1725 Ice Street. The cost is $20 for members and $40 for non-members, and we'll provide a boxed lunch. So to register, give us a call, 661-327-4421, or visit us online at www.bakersfieldchamber.org. That's it for Strictly Business this week. I'd like to thank our guests, Bob Meadows. Bob was from Mission Bank and came to talk to us about personal banking solutions. We had Marcella Eyes with the American Cancer Society talking about the recent Relay for Life. And, of course, Amber Chiang, who talked to us about the upcoming social media therapy session and the fact that I went to Cal Poly. So that's all the time we have this week. I'd like to thank Melissa Rossiter for all of her help as always, and all the rest of us at the Greater Bakersfield Chamber of Commerce. We want to thank our sponsors, San Joaquin Community Hospital and the law offices of Young Wooldridge, for their continued support of the program. Thank you very much, and for all of us, have a great week, and we'll see you next time.